Okay, this is the third time I've attempted to film this video, and this is gonna be it. Okay, so I feel sick. I have the flu, I think. I'm very congested. My head is killing me. I feel puffy. Anyways, so we're gonna do a makeup look just to make us look more polished. This is not a glam makeup. This is just if you need to look like put together. So I'm gonna start spraying my face with Godly Beauty Elixir. I did my skincare in the morning. However, if I want the makeup to sit well on top of my skin, I have to put something that's gonna give it a bit of slip. So I'm doing that. And I'm gonna apply a tiny bit of face oil, mostly on the edges of my face, so the high points of my cheeks, and then I'm gonna do some under my eyes just because, and then the remaining I'm gonna pat it in the center. Next, I'm gonna use the Hangover Primer with by Too Faced, and this is coconut water based, so it's going to again be very moisturizing. I want product that give my skin life, but without adding shimmer. The more I go away from the natural tones and textures of my skin, the more makeupy it looks when I feel sick or when I'm puffy or when I'm like hungover or something like that. So this makeup is all about like looking polished but natural. So having said that, I'm gonna do foundation. I'm gonna do True Match Lumi by L'Oreal, and this is a really good one because again it sits like right in the middle. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte, and it has SPF of 20. I'm gonna spread it with my fingers because if I apply with a sponge, it's gonna take away too much of the coverage. The finish is gonna be too sheer. I don't want that today. But a brush is gonna give me too much of a coverage. And I start applying in the center of my face, going outwards because that's where I need it the most, because my nose is very red. I've been rubbing my nose all day long. So I'm gonna be expecting some peeling tomorrow. You can build it up wherever you need it. For me, that would be in the center of my face. But for that, I do want to use a beauty blender because I don't want the product to build up too much. That's a good layer of foundation, and now I'm gonna do a bit of liquid highlighter, and I'm using the Becca one, and I can't remember this is the Shimmery Skin Perfector liquid. I'm using the rose gold one. I can't remember the name, but I'm gonna link it below, obviously. And this one is really good because it is a rose gold shade, so it's going to, again, it's going to lift the sallowness of your skin. And sallowness means that you look very like drained, like yellow, like, you know. I feel like when I'm sick or when I'm hungover, my skin tends to go very dry, so it looks off, you know. The texture is off, the color is off, it's very dry, so makeup doesn't really sit so well on my skin. So the less makeup you use, the better. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of that highlight on my nose, and I'm gonna move on to concealer. I want a concealer that is very long lasting because I am rubbing my nose a lot, so I need something that is gonna set really well. Not that anything is going to withstand the constant rubbing, but I mean something like this is gonna give it a much more difficult time like rubbing off, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna use this on my eyes. I'm gonna go in this hole here because I feel like people forget about that. And I'm gonna go on the outer edges of my eyes. And I'm gonna blend with the sponge. I'm gonna take it to my eyes too because it's gonna work as a primer for my eyeshadow. I don't want to use a sponge because I do want the coverage here on my eyes, under my eyes I should say. Okay, now I'm going to apply some of that concealer around my nose because I really need it. This concealer, I feel like you do have to moisturize really well because it tends to go very dry, but it's very good. I mean, it's so beautiful, it covers really well, it stays put, doesn't crease. I mean, it creases some, like all concealers do, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But it doesn't crease like crazy, you know. The whatever I have left on my sponge, I'm gonna dab it on the corners of my lips because I find I tend to get like shadows around there. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I just started using this recently. I really like this powder. It blurs pores. It doesn't have any coverage. I thought it would add coverage because it comes in 3 different shades, but it doesn't really do that, which is fine by me. I tend to use I tend to use translucent powder anyways. Do a bit of contour, and I'm gonna use a Kevin Kwan one, and I'm using the lightest shade. I use this one because I feel like you can barely see it on the skin. I don't like contours that are too obvious, and I'm just doing a teeny tiny little bit, not a lot, and I'm gonna do it on my nose too. This is only for vanity. This doesn't have anything to do with my cold. Okay, I'm gonna do blush, and I'm gonna do Orgasm, and this is a mini one. It's super cute. And I'm doing this because it's like a peach pink, so I think it's gonna look natural. It's not too like cool tone, not too warm tone. It sits really well with my skin tone. Okay, I'm gonna start doing my brows, and I'm gonna use my Soap Brow, and I'm using this, well, because this is the easiest thing ever. I'm just spraying the tin, and I'm gonna go with my spoolie over the soap, and sorry, I'm gonna comb my brows. It works really well, you know. It gives texture to the brows, it sets them in place, it adds fullness. I really like it. I really recommend it. If you can find it, you can just use glycerin soap. It's the same, but this is so convenient because it comes in this little container, and you can just like spray it, and you know, no mess. And for my eyes, I'm gonna use the Narcissus Wanted palette, and you've seen me talk about this before. I really like this palette. It's just so, for what I do for my own makeup, I feel like it's very complete. However, this used to have like a very dark brown. Luna, my cat, dropped it to the floor and broke it, and then these broke too. So I'm slightly annoyed about that. I may get another one, but whatever. I'm gonna use these 2 tones here, and I'm gonna use this because these are going to contour my eyes, and they're going to give them like a wider appearance, like a more awake look, without looking too makeupy. And I also don't want to use gray shades, which tend to be more contoury shades, because I feel like they can make my face look tired sometimes, which I definitely don't want that today. So I'm gonna start with the lighter shade, the brown one. I'm gonna place it on my crease. And then with a pencil brush, I'm gonna take the other shade, the one that's a tiny bit darker, and I'm gonna focus it. I'm sorry, Luna is like messing around. And I'm gonna focus it on the outer V of my eye, and I'm gonna go with it on the crease a little bit. And then we're gonna blend with the same blending brush. This is not at all precise, so don't fuss about trying to make it perfect. It is not. And now we're gonna take the same shade and placing your mirror here, we're gonna take it on the lower lashes. This is a good trick. Sometimes when we're like doing our makeup, we look like down like this, and then we'll have space to put shadow on the bottom lashes. Okay, now we're gonna take this shade here, which is like a champagne shade, with our finger, and we're gonna put it on the lid. We're gonna blend it. I don't want like a lot of payoff. I just want something to give light to my eyes. And I'm gonna take the same shade with a small brush, and I'm going to do the inner corners of my eyes again to give light to my eyes and make them look a tiny bit more awake. So eyes are almost done, and I'm gonna take a brown liner and I'm just gonna go with it between my lashes, not to look like a liner, like a definite line at all, just to give me a bit of definition. I know I talk about definition a lot, but it is very important. And I'm gonna blend it. You can use a Q-tip to blend it, you can use your finger, or you can use a brush if you want to be more professional. So we're gonna do mascara, and we're gonna do it very close to the roots. I don't want to take it too far out. I don't want to give myself like super long crazy lashes. Just something to give my lashes a bit of fullness. So I'm looking down and I'm placing the brush on the roots of my lashes and like pressing my eyes downwards. And a bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. We're almost done. So the last thing would be my lips, and you've seen me do this 1,000 times. You're probably so bored of watching me do it, but it is what I like to do. So I'm gonna take a lip liner that is close to the color of my lips, and I'm gonna line them, and I'm gonna blend it with my finger. I don't want a definite line. I just wanna define the edges. And this one is so good because it's very dry, but it glides on the lips. I really like these pencils. Even though I like pencils that are moisturizing, I find that the ones that are dry, like this one, they just have more longevity and they look more natural when you want to make your lips look fuller. They don't give away the game so easily. And over the top, I'm gonna go with a lip balm, and I'm using the Too Cool for School one, and this has a bit of a tint. I like it because it's very jelly-like. And the color is really pretty. So yeah, that is the finished look. I really hope you like that. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you're feeling better than me because I feel like hell. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.